Make it make sense, because National Guard isn't making it make sense.
The woman you just heard from lives in Washington, D.C. I am on the streets of the Washington, D.C. area talking to folks who are angry over what President Donald Trump just announced. If you missed it, you really need to pay attention to this, because this would impact so many American cities. President Donald Trump is now putting the National Guard on the streets in Washington, D.C. and putting the police under federal control. Here's what he said during the press conference.
Our capital city has been overtaken by violent gangs and bloodthirsty criminals, roving mobs of wild youth, drugged out maniacs and homeless people. And we're not going to let it happen anymore. We're not going to take it.
What is he talking about? When you look at the numbers, crime in D.C. is actually going down. You don't have to believe me. Take it from the U.S. Attorney's Office. Here's what they're saying, what they published on their website. Violent crime in the nation's capital is down to a 30-year low. From 2023 to 2024, homicides down 32%, robberies down 39%, armed carjackings down 53%. Overall, violent crime is down just from last year, 26%.
When you start policing at that level, federal level, it gets too over the top, because then you're going to start policing people in their homes, in their private spaces, in their church, in their schools. The problem is not just what's happening in DC. How about these places in Florida and Texas and all these places where there are major problems and the crime is up? Crime is an issue. Crime is an issue in Southeast. Crime is an issue in Northwest. It's an issue across the district. However, it has been going down. I think the mayor can step up and do a little more. I think her office can bring more things into options for policing the area in a better manner.
Critics are saying this is not about stopping crime. This is essentially about creating a narrative that a lot of these Democrat-run cities, these big blue cities, are out of control, and the only way to make them safer is by the federal government coming in, paving the way eventually for a federal takeover. Supporters are saying, listen, DC has problems. There have been a lot of high-profile cases, including a member of Doge who was badly beaten, blood just dripping from his body. Why shouldn't the federal government take in? The problem here is that the numbers for crime are going down. If there had been some outrageous spike, it would be more understandable. For at this moment in time, though, with crime at a 30-year low, according to the federal government, why would the federal government send in the National Guard? It's not making sense to some people. If it's making sense to you, let me know in the comment section. I want to hear from folks, people who agree with the move, people who don't agree with the move. Just tell me what you think.